hey. Excuse me. Long day today. It's been a long day. Yes, you know. What's going on, my sister? I see you. I see you. Appreciate it, you guys, for tuning in. I had to get my smash on real quick, man. It's been a long day. My brothers and sisters, I salute Brother Lance, man, and what he do, because whew, I mean, I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. I love it. I just have to organize a little better. I'm gonna get it together though. I had to eat. I know you guys asked me certain things I eat. Damn. Organic though, all organic. All organic. Can't go wrong with the fruit, y'all. Always keep it around, you know. I just had the dog walk 2 veggie wraps before I got online. When I mean dog walk, yeah, I just dog walk 2 veggie wraps. Tomorrow I'm gonna actually make a small video of the wraps and everything that I made, and some of the other things that I make as well, because I know Brother Sticks. Hey, Sticks. I know my brother Sticks. He asked me to put some stuff up that I eat and everything. So tomorrow I will make a video personally for you guys to show you some of the stuff that I eat and give you some recipes. That way, you know, when you guys have the urge to eat the way you're supposed to eat. And I know it's a challenge. I know it didn't happen with me overnight. But we all got to start somewhere, and I encourage you guys to start somewhere. Just know that our ancestors won't enter a filthy body. They would not. So eventually, you know, everything has an end date. Everything has a season to end. So whatever you're eating, and if it's not clean, if it's not healthy, it's gonna have to end soon in order for us to move along with the mission that we have at hand. So with that being said, how did that meditate go for y'all last night? Well, this morning, because I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Wow, it was powerful for me. It was very, very powerful. I felt just about everybody that meditated this morning at 4:30. I felt you guys' energy and everything. I normally don't start shivering and shaking until the middle of my meditation, but immediately when I closed my eyes and I did one of these numbers, whoo, it was crazy. I felt that energy. I appreciate you guys for, you know, moving as one unit. Um, I made a statement earlier. We're basically a drop of water in the sea. Just think about the Almighty Creator. He's the sea. We're all drops of water to make up the sea. Um, Once you grasp that concept, it lets you know how powerful we are. We're of the same sort as our Almighty Creator. We come from Him. Um, so at the end of the day, we have to embrace that. It's very magical once you think about it. It's like taking this bottle and filling it up with seawater. You take this bottle and you leave for like a couple of days. Um, just because we leave for a couple of days, that don't mean that don't mean the seawater disappears. It's still in here. Um, what I'm trying to say is just because we get off our path sometimes don't mean that our journey is over with. We still part of the Almighty Creator. We just got to get back to the sea and get back in the motions of things. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, I fill this bottle up with seawater. I leave for 3 days. I come back and I pour it back in the sea. There's no difference from me taking the water out of the sea and putting it back in. It's still part of the sea. We still part of the Almighty Creator. So with that being said, um, I just want to address the cup. Hey, brother Eon, how you doing? All true. I want to say peace and love to everybody in the chat. Um, I love you guys, man. I'm glad you guys be tuning in and listening to me. And we trade knowledge back and forth. But one thing that we have to do um, in order to get this knowledge out to the right set of people, particularly the youth, I think it's time for us to start writing books. It's not hard to write a book. We just have to find the lane in order for us to start writing books. I had a deep conversation with brother Spartacus earlier about some things that's going on. I mean, some things that happened in our past as far as our currency and how things were switched over, and how we were bamboozled out of thinking that paper money is worth more than gold and silver, and it's not. So our kids, they walk around and they want pockets full of money, but see, they don't know different. No one's telling them that. No one didn't tell me that when I was young. So it's on us as spiritual beings, as elders to the youngsters, to teach them the right way. Because if they keep having in their mind that paper money is worth more than minerals and gold and diamonds and silver, we always gonna lose. We always gonna be on the bottom. But see, that's how they got us right there. They got us like that. I'm gonna say one thing. If we put this stuff in books and we code it out to only us as spiritual beings and our youth can understand this, we forming weapons against the enemy right there. Because they ain't gonna know what's gonna happen. So I think our next mission is when we get to the road of knowledge, um, to talk about getting some books going. I think we should be able to write 2 books before the year is over with. And we should be able to publish those books on Amazon. We should be able to publish those books on any other site. It can be an e-read, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the name of it. Yes, we do. We got to groom our mini hitters, though. We got to give them the knowledge. That way, when they get on the front line, they won't look like fools. You know, they'll know how to handle it. We got to give them some type of guideline, some type of book or something to go by. We got to give them some type of laws. We got to give them a whole nother aspect of how the world should operate with us running it and how it did operate. You know, I love my ancestors. I love everything about them. The thing is, we have to be a little bit more firm than they were, because that's how they got taken advantage of. That's how they got the land taken away from them. That's how they got enslaved. I'm not with no enslavement. I'm ready to fight when I have to. Um, the only way that we're going to actually get through the youth is showing examples and setting examples and giving them something to read and giving them some type of confidence. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, it's time to start writing. We got too much knowledge in the chat room. We got too much knowledge amongst each other. Not to put a book out, not to give this knowledge to the youth. I'm waiting on Jeremiah to jump in too, because I think he hit the hammer. He hit the nail on the head, and he made perfect sense. And I told him, I said, you know what, you're right, because at the end of the day, okay, you know what, Lance, he's on too. You know, I almost want to log off and, and jump on to see what he's talking about, but you know, I have to do my own thing as well. I'll check him out a little later. How you doing, Lady E? Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, I feel it so that we have to start our own coalition when it comes to the youth. We have to comfort our youth. We have to bring them in and show them that. Sorry, we have to bring them in and show them that it's time for us to take charge and show them that they're the future and give them that confidence that they are the future. In order for us to give them that confidence that they are the future, we have to encourage them. We have to embrace them. We have to lift them up on pedestals, so to say. We have to, because they're our future kings. They're our future goddesses. If we don't give them that praise, ain't nobody else gonna give it to them. We can't rely on the sodomites to give them that. We can't rely on the sodomites to keep teaching our kids too, because that's the enemy. I always say the greatest trick to conquer your enemy is teach their kids, basically. The greatest trick to conquer your enemy is to teach their kids. And that's what's going on right now. Our kids is being taught by the enemy instead of being taught by us. It don't make sense. I'll say in the next year or two, my daughter will be homeschooled. And it's crazy because I don't want her. I thought that I didn't want her to miss out, so I sent her to a Catholic school. Once her tuition is up, after her tuition is up, I'm gonna start homeschooling. I'm gonna get everything I need. We're gonna get tutors and all of that, and I'm a homeschooler. My son, whenever I get a hold of him, he's gonna get homeschooled. I can't no longer let the enemy teach my kids. I can't no longer let my kids work for the enemy. I can no longer have my kids think that the enemy has more than we do, has a richer history than we do. We got the richest history on the planet, and we don't embrace that. So now it's time for us to get these books, man. It can be 100-page book. You know what I'm saying? We can write. We can get in these books, and we can do what we got to do. I mean, we can get these books written and do what we got to do. And I figure the first 100 books we can give away to the youth. We can set aside books to whenever we go to a different city, we can hand these books out to kids. Thank you, brother Eon. Yeah, we all of us are on the same accord. We stay on the same accord. And I want to say something to you guys. I don't know if you guys got a name from the ancestors this morning when we meditated, but I did. I'm gonna tell you, I did. And it's funny because I didn't expect it to be as quick as it came. Um, my ancestors spoke to me, and they told me that pretty much we're spirit walkers. So what I'm trying to break to you guys is I think the tribe name is going to be spirit walkers because we are spirit walkers. We walk within our spirit through the matrix in order for us to not get caught in the matrix. We have to be in our spirit to walk through the matrix, to work in the matrix. Because if we're not in our spirit when we dealing with the matrix, we're in the flesh. We're in our lower, and that's something that we're trying to stay out of. So I figure if we because when it came to me, I'm like spirit walker. It almost sounds like a native term, but you know that all comes from I'm half native, but it's all the same thing. So if you guys willing to adopt that title for us as our tribe, we can roll with it. Like I said, spirit walker. We're spirit walkers. We walks amongst our spirit in order to deal with everyday issues. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: if I was in the flesh, some of the stuff that I've been dealing with, I would have been snapped. But I'm so spiritual right now to where it doesn't bother me because every day is a rebirth. Um, we're reborn every day. I don't know if you know, we are just like the sun is reborn every day. The same concept of the sun is the same concept of us. We are reborn. We are recharged and everything. And once we understand that, we understand how us and nature are as we're as one. Um, I want you guys to understand that we have to move forward with missions that we have, because if we don't complete these missions, we're no better than the the previous teachers. Because I'm gonna tell you like this: there's not too many African American teachers that I really look up to besides Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. It's a lot. It's a couple more, but we have infiltrators like Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, Al Sharp. We got celebrities that's not for us. You see what I'm saying? So our kids really don't have nobody to look up to. So it's time for us to lay a guideline for them, lay a living a life manual for them. Just imagine if you were a kid and you had somebody that gave you a book and tell you if you read this book, your life will change. You will understand life so different. You'll understand life is so different than what you know. You'll understand that yes. It's because we walking in our spirit, yes. Wind walker. Wow, yes, okay. But we spirit walkers, it's all connected. So just imagine if you were a kid and somebody gave you an owner's manual of life. owner's manual of how we can conquer different problems that our ancestors or our elders went through. You see what I'm saying? Just imagine if we can give our kids a history book of who they are, our history book. Well, nothing but facts in it, nothing but truth in it. We got Spartacus, man. He's a hell of an artist. Um, he can narrate the book and everything. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to basically say, we need to come up with some type of manual, life lesson manual for our kids. We have to come up with a yellow brick road for our kids and let them know if they follow this road, anything that they want, anything that they could possibly dream of, they're gonna be able to have. If I was when I was 14, man, I was lost. I didn't, I remember being around because I still work. Like I said, I always kept a job. I remember being around the sodomites, and they used to talk about, oh, my great granddad is this, he did that, and he came from this part of the country and this and that. And they'll be like, hey, where did your family come from? Only thing I can say is Arkansas. Knowing it's something further than that, knowing it's something deeper than that. But the only thing I can tell them is Arkansas. Mm. Now I could tell them, hey, we thrived along the Kush Nile. I mean, along the Nile, the Kush River, all of that. You see what I'm saying? The Nile River. I mean, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so tired. I literally been up. I didn't sleep none yesterday. I slept for probably about an hour. Um, and I had to get back up and start ripping and running. My mom's in the hospital. I have kids to drop off in the morning. I got a sick dad, so um, stuff has been. My days are fulfilling. I don't complain at all because I can be laying in the casket somewhere. So I'm happy about my life. But yeah, what I'm saying is, it's time for us to figure out how we can move forward and write a book for our youth, write life owner manuals for our book. I mean, for our kids, because no one is doing it. Our kids is getting groomed by the enemy. And if you notice, man, kids drop out of school at a young age. It's because they're not fascinated, they're not intrigued by what they're learning because they know something ain't right inside. You see what I'm saying? I was at the library and I was talking to some youth, and they said, we don't have Black History Month at school. They don't really tell us about where we come from. I was like, so you guys don't know who Marcus Garvey is? You guys don't know who the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is? You guys don't know who Malcolm X is? There's only one person that they know. They don't know who Nelson Mandela is. There's only one person they knew about. Yeah, a lot of kids are poor, so that's why we'll have a program to where the kids can actually get online and read the books. It ain't necessarily selling, making money. We can have it to where they can get online and read these books. We can make apps and let the kids download the free app. You know what I'm saying? But only person that they knew was Martin Luther King, and that was kind of scary and creepy because Martin Luther King kind of led us into a burning furnace, like he said. He said it in one of his speeches. Forgive me, I led my people into a burning furnace. He didn't teach us nothing. He taught us how to bow down. He taught us how to kiss anal, kiss ass. He taught us how to turn cheeks. We're not turning cheeks here. I'm not talking bad about him. No, mumble rap really don't help. Shame on them. Shame on any rapper out here that has platform and they're using it to the righteous or the good of our people. Shame on them. Um, my brother Sticks, I know he made a point. We shouldn't be giving them people that type of energy over frequencies anyway. So shame on any artist that's not using their platform to uplift us. That's like you riding through the neighborhood in a fire truck, and every house on the block is on fire, and you keep rolling. You got the solution to put the fire out, but you keep rolling. You keep rolling past these burnt up houses to get to the sodomite houses. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we have to look at those people, and we got to boycott them too. I don't really. It's a couple. Like I said, I listen to a couple of artists, and that's about it. But I'm mainly old school. I stay on some Bob Marley and his sons. You know they good, but like I said, it doesn't take much to write a book. It doesn't take much to write a book for our young brothers and sisters, especially our young sisters. We need to let them know how important they are. We need to let them know that they have a womb that's considered a portal to a whole nother dimension, from a whole nother dimension. We need to let them know how important they will be for this world. No one's not telling them that. I tell my daughter how important she is every day. I tell her how gorgeous she is every day. I tell her how, um, like I said, important. I tell her how she's the key to this world that we're about to enter. Some of the strongest warriors back in the day were women. You know, they knew that a lot of yeah, but see, Sticks, you got to realize that we are spiritual. We are spiritual. We have to stay spiritual. If we live out of our flesh, we live in out of our ka. Um, you know, we have to align our ka with our spirit. So that's why I chose the word spirit walkers. You know, we walk amongst our spirit in the matrix in order for us to be protected from the danger that surrounds us. You know, if we walk within the flesh and in our soul, it's going to be deflected by the things that's in the matrix. Can't nothing deflect our spirit. It's going to go straight through us. You see what I'm saying? We can move through anything with our spirit, just like we did when we meditated this morning. That came from our spirit. You see what I'm saying? So what I mean is, see, it's deeper than just saying it. I call us spirit walkers because when we meditate, we walk amongst the spirit realm. Our mind levitates amongst the spirit realm, and that's how we're able to change things. So it ain't necessarily we walking around, we saying we spirits. When we meditate, we do turn, we our spirit comes out. It leaves, it travels, it goes wherever it needs to go to get the information we need. When you meditate, you leave your body, like literally. Mentally, you leave your body. So what I mean by us being spirit walkers, I mean the concept of us doing this meditation. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, like I said, see, this is why we got to write books. Because just imagine me telling the kids that they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy. So if this in a book, right, and it's broken down for them, just like I just broke it down, they're gonna understand exactly, and they're gonna be like, "Wow, that's deep. That's real deep." So when you meditate, you leave your you leave your body. Your spirit is walking amongst the spirit realm. Is receiving It's transferring, it's giving, it's taking. You see what I'm saying? And then it comes back to us. And that's our DNA that's loaded for the day that we need. That's our mission that we need for the day. So like I said, if you guys don't like the name, we ain't gotta stick with that, but it means something. It means more than just what it's just how it sounds and just what it's said as. You know what I'm saying? It's deep. We'll have to explain it to people when we tell them we spirit walkers, because we all meditate together. And when we meditate together, we walk amongst the spirits. We walk through the spirit realm. We get our messages, we get our downloads, and we come back to our human form. We come back to our ka, our soul, our ka. You know, is one thing that we need to realize. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. We're no different than the trees out there. Only difference that we have other than the is nothing different. What I'm trying to explain to you is only difference between us and the trees, we communicate, we talk, we rock, we have rock. You see what I'm saying? We have a voice. Our voices birth things, just like the sun do, just like rock do. So the trees, they don't have that ability to speak. But in the spirit realm, they talking. We can't see them, but they talking. They communicating the way that they communicate. But see, it's on. We're the messengers of this planet. We're the protectors of this planet. It's on us to protect the trees, the flowers, anything that has something to do with Mother Nature. We're the protectors of that because we have voice, we have Ra, we birth things. We can't. They can't speak for themselves. Animals can't speak for themselves. Did you guys know that? You know, history has it all screwed up. You know, we walked walked alongside of the dinosaurs spiritually, like literally. They didn't harm us. They didn't harm any Africans or anybody that was of color on this planet because we were so spiritual. We communicated with them. But I'm gonna tell you who they did harm. They harmed them cavemen. They harmed them sodomites. That's why they were called cavemen, because they had to hide deep in the caves in order for them not to get eaten. They was looked at as prey. They were animals on the planet. There were another form of hybrid animals that were on the planet. So the dinosaurs, yes, they did eat them. They did kill them. They chased them deep off in the caves. And you know, that's one reason. That's one concept of the caveman. Barney Rubble and all of them, that was a myth. They try to make us seem like they was chilling with the dinosaurs. Guess what? We were the ones building with the dinosaurs. We were the ones walking with the dinosaurs. We were the ones that had the dinosaurs pulling motor. I mean, like big heavy rocks and everything. We were the. Just look at the Flintstones. We were them. We had a spiritual connection with any animal, any plant on this planet. But they took that away from us. They took the concept of that away from us. We should have left them in the caves. But see, the dinosaurs, they did a lot of work for us. You know, that's why they look like animals back then. You know, thick eyebrows, furry, all types of hair on them. You see what I'm saying? I believe in Bigfoot and all of that. Them probably they're the hybrids. You know, they're the genetic mutations of us. They just never came out of them caves. You know, it's crazy because the animals are so smart to where, yeah, the movie Avatar was about us. The movie Apocalyptus. That was about us too, with the Indians and everything. That was us. Did y'all see at the end when Christopher Columbus was pulling up on that island with them boats? They was in the Indies, and that's when Christopher Columbus was snatching little, going through all types of tribes, killing the mother, the daughter, the dads, the fathers. Only ones that they left was the boys, the young sons, the boys. If you was older than 13, you was getting killed. So they took these young boys and took them to these homosexual camps, and you know what they did. I don't know if you guys know the story, but you know what they did. It was over in Brazil. Um, but yeah, I don't want to jump off subject too much, but I just wanted to touch on the reason why we have to get into these kids' heads and write books. You see what I'm saying? We have to direct them in the right direction because they hold the key to our future. I don't want a slow kid or a dumb kid oblivious to what's going on running my country. We already got people like Trump supposedly running, and that's a myth. That's Trump ain't running nothing. He's the social media of the president, of all the presidents right now. He's the social media clown of all the presidents. He's put in place for us to be distracted on what they're really trying to do. He's a muppet. How many times, if you guys are old enough, have you all seen the severity of the presidents that I'm talking about all the way from Bush dad, Bush senior to Bush junior, Bill Clinton, Obama. They were serious. Man, you got this dude Trump, man. Like I said, he's following the. Think about this. Us as Africans, we love social media. We love reality TV shows. That's all the White House is a reality TV show. Everybody, they got something to say about something about what Trump did every day. It's a game. It's being played the way it's supposed to be played. So once we see the game that they're playing, we can let them play their game on their own. So let's start our own game. Let's start our own TV shows. Let's start our own radio podcast, which is already going on. We got Brother Lance. He's probably one of the, and to me, I'm gonna put him up on a pedestal like that. He's one of the biggest YouTubers that's doing this right now for us. And I salute him for that because at the end of the day, he is for us. Just like I'm for for you guys, he's for us. Lance don't ask for anything in return. He does that out of the kindness of his heart. The way Lance is on that show, he is like that in person. The way Brother Kwaku is like that on the show, he's like that in person. He's so passionate when it comes to us, to where he'll take somebody out, or he don't care being taken out for us. And I feel the same way. I'm the same way for you guys. I'm a ride or die for y'all, literally. People use that term loosely. No, I'm telling you, I will ride and die for my people. Ride or die for my people. And we should feel like that about the youth. Because I feel as so, like I said, the youth need us. They need us to uh, give them guidance. They need us to show them a better way of living. They need us to not just for to be parents. We're more than just parents. We're teachers. We're scholars. We apprentices. We all of the above. We could sports, all of that. We teach them. We could teach them all of that. They don't need a school system because what they're learning in school right now is not going to get them nowhere. They need knowledge. Yes, they need knowledge. Anything that you've been taught in elementary, and I'm gonna ask you, anything you've been taught in elementary, junior high, and high school, how often do you use that per day? Versus teaching carpentry, arts and craft, how to sew, how to knit, how to cook, how to build. Those are the things we should be teaching our kids. All the stuff that they learning right now in school, that's not going to benefit them. You know what it's going to do? It's going to get them debt, and it's going to get them in debt because what they want, what they look at as a come up is going to college, getting a degree. And don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's time for us to take that over. It's time for us to give our kids degrees. It's time for us to put our kids on honor roll. Because if not, we're gonna continue to get trained and groomed by the enemy. Our kids is gonna get trained, and this is deep. Our kids is getting trained and groomed by the enemy for them to be our enemy. How many disrespectful kids you see out here to this day? I remember when I was 14, 13, even though I ran the streets and I did what I did, I never cursed in front of an older person. I just didn't feel right. You know, not not to say that I knew if I was to get caught, I was gonna get the skin slapped off my face by my mom or my dad. But it was more so out of respect. Nowadays, man, the youth that walk, they don't care if you got your granny with you. They're gonna cuss, they're gonna do anything that they wanted to do. There's no consideration when it comes to us anymore, youth and us. So technically they are our enemy. Because anything that's not good for us, it's gonna harm us. Plain and simple. Anything that's not good for us is gonna harm us. I just know that I got some very disrespectful youth in my city, especially towards the women, like especially towards the younger women. Man, this you know, I stay at the library. That's like my mall. The library is literally a safe haven for me. I feel so relaxed. I feel like I'm in a bank when I'm in the mall, when I'm in the library. I feel like I'm really inside of a bank vault, and I got money all around me because I do literally. So I pulls up in front of the library, and there's some younger kids out there. And I swear, this young brother, man, he called this young lady a B. Like literally, before I got out of when I was getting out of my car, walking up to the door, he was already at the 20th B. Every other word, B, B, no, B, B, B. And I had to. I'm like, hey, man, come on, man, you can't talk to her like that. And guess what he said after that? Man, that's my sister. So I mean, you really can't talk to her like that. That's not cool. Cause you know why? Who is this kid to you that's standing next to you? Oh, that's my dude. So guess what you just gave him the opportunity to do? You gave him the opportunity to call her a B because he just seeing you do it. So you open the door for him to disrespect your sister. It probably not even gonna be today, but in the future. What if they doing something and they together and she might piss him off. Guess what the first word he gonna call her is a B because he's seen his brother do it. He's seen her brother do it. So that's what I'm saying. Like we have to show them better because if we don't, goodness, They ain't no better than the enemy, than the sodomites. I don't want to look up to my youth and they not looking up to me. Because that's the same thing that goes on with the churches. They'll take your money. They'll do anything they gotta do to get your money. But once they get your money, they pay you no mind. You know. But like I was saying, at the end of the day, we have to take charge of our kids' life. When we see those things, we have to stop them and tell them like that's not cool. You can't get mad. Another thing that I see, I like I said, man, I'm in the community a lot because my mom, she's been staying where I grew up at. This year it'd be 35 years. Middle of the hood, 35 years. My mom been in that house. Ain't going nowhere. So when I got stuff in a storage unit in the garage, as far as like for cooking. Sometimes I might have to go over there once or twice a week. But while I'm over there, it'll be like, Mom, who are you talking to? Like that. It's them kids. So the younger youth that's like 8, 9 years old, they don't really know who I am until they older brothers or they older sister or maybe they mom that's my age and tell them like, no, that's such and such mom. You can't do him like that. They grew up over here. This is the block that they did a lot in this block. But see, that's not, and it's crazy because that actually happened before, right? And the little dude asked me, he was like, "What do you do?" First, this is what he asked me. He said, "Are you a rapper?" I said, "No, I'm not a rapper." He was like, "Do you sell drugs?" And he was fascinated when he asked me these questions. So when I tell him no, it was a look of disappointment that I wasn't a rapper or I wasn't a drug dealer. So those are the people our kids look up to nowadays, rappers and drug dealers. So I'm like, maybe if I start dressing like a rapper or a drug dealer, I can attract a lot more kids because this is what they see. This is what they want. And I ain't necessarily saying I'm about to go out and buy a bunch of clothes like the drug dealers and everything. I already got clothes like that. So what I do is I'll throw them on. I might see some kids at the basketball court. I might, pull down on them and talk to them. But it's easy for me to approach them when I kind of relate to when I look like I relate to them. The area I stay in, it ain't too bad, but it's still crime in the area. Um, there's a Boys and Girls Club probably about 3 miles away from where I'm at. The Boys and Girls Club won't provide transportation for any kids in the neighborhood to come to that Boys and Girls Club. But guess what? One thing that they do um, have for the kids, that nasty food. They'll come over here and they'll set up shop and I don't know if they do this in you guys' neighborhood, but they'll feed the kids every day at 6 o'clock in the summer. And when I was into the world, I used to think that was cool, but that's another way of poisoning our kids. Hot dogs, sloppy joes, pizza. Even though all of this food is processed, it comes from the government pantry. Our kids still don't need that. They don't need to be around that or any of that. So it's time to start planting gardens. It's time to start doing all types of things to connect with our kids and get them on a path that they need to be on. Because if not, we might as well just hand them the handcuffs and do like this. Put them back on here. Because what good are we if we can't teach our kids the proper way? What good are we if we know the knowledge that we know and we're not sharing it with our kids? We know better than ever. I bet you little Billy or bet you Becky or Brittany, they know who their great granddaddy is. They know where they come from. You see what I'm saying? They know all of that. They know all the way back to where their great grandparents' land was at and all of that. But guess what? We know that stuff now too. So we could tell our youth and we got to put it in books and we got to code these books. And these books can only be understood by brothers like us and sisters like us. But see, we need brothers like Brother Spartacus. We need elders like General Quack. Actually, General Quacker don't need to be doing nothing. He already done put his work in. What he need to be doing is I'm not telling you what you need to be doing, but you can give. I'll soak up any type of knowledge that you have. But the rest of us, we got to do the footwork. That's that goes out to Brother Eon, uh, All True, Spartacus, Sticks, all of you guys. It's on us to do the footwork now. It's on us to make sure our youth knows what they're supposed to know before they get in this world. You know, I stay away from the Bible, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna use a phrase. Um, what did they say? Moses didn't get it right to 82 years old. So that, with that being said, slow and steady win the race. Being gentle, treating our kids like delicate flowers, talking to them, letting them know how important they are as one, as a race. Any type of music that's not benefiting our kids or benefiting us, we need to get rid of it. Plain and simple. Throw it in the garbage. You don't keep no rotten piece of meat in your refrigerator. Because anything that's not benefiting us or our kids is rottenness. TV, social media. If you can change from just being on Facebook, that's control. That's hell of a control. I need to, if that's the case, I need to invest in stocks and bonds no, see, I'm just joking, you guys. But yeah, it's true when they say that we're the chosen ones. Because I swear, like, I was on the same level as Spartacus earlier when it came to when he called me and told me he had some more knowledge to share. I was on the same brain wave as Jeremiah. He's probably on Brother Lance end right now. You know, he doing this thing over there too. So what I'm trying to explain to you guys, that's how powerful we are. That's how much we are true. That's how much we should be true to ourselves. Because if we're not true to ourselves, we can't be true to the youth. And we expect so much respect from the youth, but how can they respect us when we're not giving them the respect of showing them a better way to live their life, giving them some type of encouragement instead of sitting there talking about them. Instead of sitting there talking about them sagging with their pants down, tell them to pull their pants up and tell them the reason why. Tell them because in prison, that's how we determine if you were homosexual or not. Most men sag in prison, they looking for something. They need some commodities or something. You know what I'm saying? They need some commissary. They need a phone card. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't think I ever no, I never sag because I'm not tall, but I'm not short. I'm 5'9", 5'10". So I felt like when I sag, it looked funny. It made me look like a midget. So I trained. Woo. So that train just threw me off. I'm talking about. I don't know if y'all heard that through the what you call it through the mic. But yeah, I just want you guys to know, man, it's time for us to move forward with our missions. And I think like the best time to talk about this is at the road to knowledge, the roundtable discussion when we go in August or September. I thought Miss B.L. Carter might have been in the chats tonight, but she's going through some things, and we got to keep her up in meditation as well. She needs us. So my daughter, she's amazing too. Like she's a firecracker when it comes to certain things. I teach her everything that I'm supposed to teach her, but some things she find out and she learn on her own. You see what I'm saying? She already has that power. Spartacus, he expressed it earlier about his power when he jumped on there and well he we called and we had a conversation. He was talking about the U.S. currency, how as a matter of fact, he's going to be on the show tomorrow, but it's going to be on the phone call. So I just want you guys to tune in too. It's about how, like I said, how they took um, our metals and made and devalued them in order to put the money out on us, in order to push money in the United States. It's deep. That's crazy. It's deep. Yeah, she's a strong one. I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. She's a strong one. She's very strong. And that's why I need all of us to give her even more strength with our meditation. Like I told somebody, meditation is more so like the concept. The concept of prayer came from meditation. We don't pray, we meditate. Just like we don't die, we multiply. That's true. We are immortal beings. If I die today, I might be back tomorrow. It might not be. I might not be who I wanted to be, but yeah, I just feel it. So it's when we do this road to knowledge, we could talk further more about these books that we need to write for the kids and like the owner manual of life for our kids and the truth. You know what I'm saying? We just want them to know the truth because if they know the truth, it'll take less stress off of them and they'll be able to move forward in life and they'll be able to help us out with the mission that we have in hand. But if we got kids that stressed out and they don't know who they are, they don't know how they're going to get the next meal. They feel as though money is everything that they need to move forward. We're gonna be lost. Money is a figment of your imagination. Because guess why? If you go across seas and you take money and you versus gold, say if you have both and you go to buy something, guess what that you go to a product store and you buy something. Guess what that owner gonna do over what? Over guess what he gonna choose over money? He gonna choose that gold or the silver. He gonna look at that paper and be like, I don't want that, I want that. But see, over in the US it's opposite. And we have to teach our kids that. Yes. And see, we got brothers like Spartacus that's on it. Like he's been studying this. His ancestors got him writing stuff down. And he's just doing this just to do it. He doesn't even know why he's doing it. I wish Jeremiah was in the chat tonight, man. Um, Jeremiah is doing the same thing, Spartacus. He said, man, he just started writing things down and he just figured like, man, but see, when I was in Miami, I mean, when I was in Florida, I had put him to the side and I talked to him and I told him like, hey, um, we got to get a book written. You got so much knowledge for you to be. I'm trying to see where he at right now. For you to be as young as you are, you got a lot of knowledge. We need somebody like you. I need brothers like him and brothers like Spartacus and brothers like General well no, like I said, General Quacker, we don't have to do anything. He guiding us. Brothers like Brother Eon, brothers like Sticks. We need sisters. You see what I'm saying? All our sisters that's in the chat. If we got any sisters in the chat, I think this is an all male affair tonight. But I'm about to ask him, can he jump on real quick? Because I want you guys to meet him. You see what I'm saying? He's a sharp. He's a sharpened tool right now. You know what I'm saying? I spent a day with him, and we had um, so much to say. So we had a conversation that I never thought that I would have with a person his age. He made me feel good about our youth because to see him as sharp as he was and to know the things that he know, I was like, wow, that's deep. You know, if you come to Toledo and you say those certain things to the kids and them not knowing what it is, they probably would try to fight you. We talked about the 6 point star. You know, the 6 point star is represented as an evil thing. The 666 is represented as an evil thing, and it's not. Let me ask you something. They make negativity, and see, negativity is it can be taken out of proportion. Um, it's more so like a balance act. It's more so like the yin and the yang, like I was saying before. In order for a car to start, it has to be hooked up to a battery. There's a negative and there's a positive pulse. If you take the negative pulse, if you take the positive pulse and the negative pulse and put it on there at the same time, it ain't gonna work. You might have a mess. But when you hook them up like they're supposed to be, they run accordingly. And that's what our black sisters do for us. Oh, there you go, Jeremiah. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, no problem, no problem. But I wanted him to jump on and I wanted him to meet Spartacus and brother Eon and brother and brother Sticks. I wanted him to meet everybody in the chat because I think between him and Spartacus and brother Eon and all of us, basically, we're going to have a nice book to present to our youth. And I think we can, when we have the road to knowledge, we can go further and deeper into what we're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? I have a mission and I'm gonna complete my mission regardless. Whether it's me with my tribe or whether it's me by myself, I'm gonna complete my mission because it's for us. So you know what I'm saying? When I feel like we have a spiritual connection, we all do. All of us have a spiritual connection. Because if not, we just gonna be as lost as our ancestor was. And see, our ancestors, man, they were so nice, they were so caring amongst each other. They didn't know that we can't treat everybody like that. But now they know. So that's why they're grooming us. That's why we have that fire in us. They planted that fire in us because they didn't have it. They had it, but they didn't know how to use it. They didn't know what it was for. They probably didn't know that they could have had the dinosaurs they could have controlled the dinosaurs to wipe everything that's not of this world off this world. We live and we learn though. Everybody, it's a second coming for any and everybody that's awoken. Yes, yes, Jeremiah, man, he's the truth. He's a young sparker, I'm telling you. So at the end of the day, we have everything we need to write the books. We have the knowledge. I don't worry about finances because all of that stuff happens. We have everything that we need to move forward without them. It might not be here. It might be over in Ghana. It might be somewhere else. But we have the tools to teach. We have the tools to speak things into existence and show our kids how to do it. Just imagine if we had our kids meditating 3 times a day, like our ancestors did. Woo, it'd be crazy. And it can happen. It can happen. We just have to be on the same page. Man, this is crazy. Because I feel as so like we letting our kids go down a path that we wouldn't have went down. Or we wouldn't have chose to go down ourselves. Because a lot of things that wasn't tolerable back in the day is tolerable now when it comes to these kids. I told you, man, I told you guys in the summertime last summer, we took we took trips to the library once a week. You guys got about three. My kids got about 3 books apiece. Every morning when they woke up, that's what they had to do. They had to brush their teeth first, wash their face, and read a book. Read at least like 2, 3 pages out of that book. And we're gonna do a quiz on what you read. Because I remember a couple of times, I told them that, and they just opened up the book, and that was it. They didn't want no introduction or anything. They didn't even know what the book was about. So no, we're not gonna play that game. Knowledge is the key. If we don't have the knowledge, the proper knowledge to teach our kids, we just gonna dumb them down and give them over to the enemy. I'm never giving up when it comes to the youth. Yes, I love meditating. I love going on water diets. It's so powerful because it's literally, we're supposed to cleanse our body at least like twice a month. You can cleanse your body with nothing but water. You don't need teas or nothing. But there is a one tea that I do recommend. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna have to show you this too. I meant to show you guys this the other day. This came straight from China. You can order it. It's a cleansing tea. Like it's a very, very good cleansing tea, and it's good. You can actually cook for it. You can cook with it. You can make broths and all of that. But I use this twice a month, and it's just a little leaf. It's not like I have to use a bunch of it. But see, our kids don't know nothing about this stuff. Look, almost look like a bag of some Colombian down down. Yep. And you could just put this in your water in a warm cup of water and let it sit for like 20 minutes. And you can add some aguave mix or cane sugar to it or honey. I know a lot of you guys still eat honey, long as it's raw and organic. It's really not good for us. It's good for other things though, for like cuts and wounds and stuff. But you can detox yourself, like I said, with just water. Our kids don't know that. But yeah, I just wanna I wanted Jeremiah to touch bases with the chat room so he could share a couple of things that he told me that I think everybody needed to know. Just like our ancestors came up with the was Set, um, and the concept of him killing his brother and cutting his body up in 14 pieces. We have to come up with stories like that, but we have to go further than that. We have to code these things so only they can understand. So we don't have culture poachers taking what we built for our kids to learn, because that's what happens now. You guys notice there's three forms of usher, or you know the musician usher. Like you got a Justin Timberlake, you got a Robin Thicke. They studied him, and guess what they did? They learned him, and now they him in the white form. Elvis did the same thing. So we have to watch out for those things. I remember Public Enemy said Elvis was a hero to most, but he's never been a hero to me. I think that he said Racist the Sucker was simple and plain. Mother, him and John Wayne. But you know, when we were kids, we thought that he was cool. I know y'all probably done sung a couple of Elvis songs if y'all my age. Don't Be Cruel and all of that. We used to see the videos and think that he was sweet, and not knowing that he had no rhythm and he looked like he was having a seizure. Because you look at James Brown and all of them, and that's what he was trying to infiltrate. So yeah, we have to take heed to those certain things. We got to preach the truth to the young black youth. We got to come up with these books. We got to come up with these game plans. She's already on it. In general, guess where she's from? Sticks, guess where she's from? She's from y'all hometown. And this is not the only book that she has. I think she got about 14, 15 books. And this is, look, we don't need to do much. This is all we need to do. Look what she did. She didn't do much to write this book. We can do the same thing. Life doesn't come with instructions, but it's on us to give them out to our youth. So you know, I ain't gonna lie, man. I am so tired. I have to get me some rest tonight. I really do. Like I said, I've been up for almost 40, 45 hours. I still have a lot of energy, but I need to save it. I have a couple of prior engagements for lined up for tomorrow. So tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go live a little bit later. I'm gonna go live probably around like 11 o'clock because it's on a Friday, and I don't know if you guys have anything to do or work. I know a lot of you guys only work throughout the weekday. So if you don't mind, I can go live tomorrow around 10 or about 10:30. But one thing that I will do is I'm gonna go live probably around like noon, and I'm gonna show you guys some real quick healthy alternatives that you guys can whip up, and you will think like it had meat in it. I just made two veggie wraps. I made a cucumber, tomato, onion salad, hummus, and I don't know if you guys know of living lettuce. Yes, everything that we're supposed to eat is supposed to still be living. So I had some living lettuce, and I made me a wrap. And like I said, I dog walked those wraps because I was first I was hungry, and then it just it was so hearty to where it felt like I had meat in it. It was mind over matter basically. But I think tomorrow, like I said, I'm gonna go around like 11 o'clock, and we can go as long as we want. Who gonna tell me to stop? You guys are the only people that can tell me to stop, and I'm gonna stop. So I just, I want to let you guys know I love y'all. I am tired. I am about to get. I'm about to crash this. I'm about to dummy crash this bed. I'm probably about to do a front flip in it. I Before I actually got on live, I just had left the gym not too long ago. Like I said, I was busy, so I couldn't even go. I couldn't even go to the gym in the morning. So I went to the gym around like 7:30. I worked out to about almost close to 9. I had to stop and grab my dad something. Um, Checked on my mom. She's in the hospital, so she's good though. I appreciate the prayers because I know people have been praying for her. But just to let you know, I love you guys. I'm probably about to sign off here in a few. I was waiting on Jeremiah to come back on, but he has some, he got some. He take care of some of his mom too. But I take care of my dad. But he takes care of his mom, so he's probably attending with her. He probably has some things that he have to do with her real quick, or he's attending to her needs, I should say. So we'll finish it. We'll finish it up. We got nothing but time. I'm glad that you guys popped on here though. So at this note, I am about to end my session. Oh, thank you. I will be checking it. Like I said, I'm about to lay down probably in about the next 30 minutes. So I appreciate it if you do send it, and I'll check it out in the morning. Um, are you trying to send it tonight to my brother? Thanks, Spartacus. I am gonna have a sweet spiritual dream. I deserve it. I'm drained, not mentally, but physically. My body is drained. That workout, man. I think I shouldn't have did it this that late, but I'm good. I'll be able to walk around my shirt off this summer. That's the best. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. I was never able to go to the beach and walk around with my shirt off. Always had to have a t-shirt on to go swimming. I felt like a lesbian. I ain't gonna lie, because I couldn't get in the pool without a shirt on. But this summer, I'll probably be skinny. No, I'm just playing. But I know I'll be walking around the beach with just some swim trunks on, and I ain't got to be all bundled up with no 2 shirts because I'm embarrassed of my body. So yes, I'm about to, and I appreciate it, you guys. I'm about to get off, man, and I'm about to end this. I love you guys, and like I said, I say probably around like about 1 o'clock tomorrow. I will get back on, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple of easy recipes that you can hook up yourself, and I think that you will love it. It's hearty, but peace, love, and I love everybody in the chat, and I thank y'all for tuning in. Tomorrow we're gonna get it cracking. We're gonna go at 11. We're gonna have a longer session. We're gonna have open discussions. I'm gonna also have it to pretty much to where soon you guys are gonna be able to call in as well. But I got a little trick of the trade tomorrow. I'm a Spartacus. He's gonna speak on a couple of things too. I wanted Jeremiah to speak on some things tonight, but something's going on with his family or whatever. So we'll keep him up in our meditation. And I just want you guys to know I love y'all. Peace. Have a good night. See y'all tomorrow. Man, I'm tired. I ain't been this tired in a while. I love what I do. This is my priority now. I put a lot of stuff to the side just to make sure I get on here and I do this because I feel as though this is something that that's being needed. Like I said, I feel like something that we supposed to be doing in every social media platform that we have instead of using it for other things. So I appreciate you guys, and I love y'all. Y'all have a good night, all right?